How do you track your stimulus check? How should I track your stimulus check? How would I track my own stimulus check? Is that tracking tool on irs.gov reliable? And is the IRS tracking tool really tracking the arrival date of your stimulus check, or when the stimulus check went out, or none of the above? I answer all those incredible questions in this Tracking IRS Stimulus Update on Noontime LALATE. So you know you're getting a stimulus check and you want to track it, but can you track it at irs.gov? How do you track it? Is that tracking tool at IRS reliable? And what happens when you do the tracking of the stimulus check? Does it provide you an accurate date of when it was sent, or an accurate date of when it's received, or none of the above? I answer all that in this video for you, starting right now. But first, if you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Throughout the day, I've been detailing a lot of separate questions about direct deposit of your third stimulus check. The video at noontime, at the top of the hour, I went over all deposits of the stimulus check by direct deposit. The video right before this, I went over direct express deposits of the stimulus check if you're on the direct express card. And in this video, I go over the tracking of the stimulus check with what's called the IRS Track My Stimulus tool at irs.gov. Let's get to the details right now. The IRS has set up a tool at irs.gov to track your stimulus check. It was not set up just for the third stimulus check, but actually set up on the second stimulus check. So if you're a new viewer to this channel, I've been detailing this tracking tool for a couple of months, and let me just say, it's not reliable. The net result, before you even continue in this video, is that the IRS tracking tool generally doesn't work. It does have some benefits. I'll explain those benefits in this video. But if you have seen results from that tracking tool and don't understand it, I'll explain them to you in this video as well. First, the purpose that most people think the IRS tracking tool is for is to tell you what day you're getting the stimulus check. That's not what the tool was designed by IRS to do. Let me explain to you why. IRS sends out stimulus checks, and to those recipients are a series of banks on the other side. IRS has no idea what your bank is going to do when it receives a stimulus check. So people are being told to go to irs.gov to learn what date they're getting their stimulus check, but all that IRS can tell you is what date that they sent out the stimulus check. Here's an example. Tens of thousands of viewers have received their stimulus check on Friday, and others received them on Saturday. And then there's other viewers who received nothing. Can IRS tell us why some people received the stimulus check on Friday or Saturday and why others did not? No. The IRS tracking tool doesn't tell you why certain banks release the funds on Friday and others releasing them not on Friday, because that's not what the tool does. But with a strange name that says Track My Stimulus Check, you may think that tells you when the stimulus check arrives. It does not. Here's an example. On Christmas time, you go to track Santa with the NORAD tracking because you want to know what days, what hours Santa's at your house. Well, in contrast, the IRS tracking tool does not tell you what day the stimulus check lands at your house. So what does that IRS tracking tool have the ability to tell you? It does have the ability to tell you a date and an amount. That is all it can tell you. But before I get to those two items, let me tell you another scenario, which is no information. If you go to irs.gov and you see no information when you go to track your name and your stimulus check, what does that mean? It means the tool is not reliable. Viewers have seen no information when they go to track their stimulus check and freak out. They think that that means there was no stimulus check ever sent for them and they're not getting a stimulus check. It does not. It means the tool doesn't work. It means that there's no information because the tool does not work. So if you go to irs.gov and track a stimulus check and get zero information, it does not mean you're not getting a stimulus check. It means the tool doesn't work. So let's go to if the tool does return some information, a date and an amount. Of those two items, the amount is really the most beneficial information the tool can provide. The amount suggests to you the amount that you will finally see when the stimulus appears. If you're a family of four and you see a stimulus check for 4 times $1,400, this is great news. It means IRS is sending you exactly what you think you should be getting. If you see a stimulus check of $2,800 and there's just you and your wife, that's great news because it suggests they know what they're doing. Now, on the other hand, let's do the reverse. If there's a husband or wife and you only see a stimulus check of $1,400, is that cause for alarm? No. One of the reasons is maybe the website's not accurate again. Or another reason, maybe IRS is sending one check to you and one check to your wife, which is not accurate. If you're married and you've been married for a while, they should be coming together. Needless to say, if you see the totality of information for the amount and it's beneficial, that's really great news for you. But what's not good and accurate is the date. The date of the stimulus results from Track My Stimulus Check on IRS is singularly the most unreliable information from that tool across the board. Let me tell you the 3 ways the information is unreliable. The most important way it's unreliable is people see a date and presume that date means the date you're receiving the check. It doesn't. In fact, the date almost has no significance whatsoever. It does not mean this is the date that IRS sent out the check. It does not mean this is the date that your bank got the check. It does not mean this is the date that you have the funds available in your bank for the stimulus check. In fact, the date often means much of nothing. Here's why the date often trips up or confuses people, and we know this from the second stimulus package. In the second stimulus package, people would see a date. Let me choose a date, May 10th. And they would see a date, well, let me say December 30th. It says a date, December 30th. And people would see the date and say, oh, my stimulus check's coming on December 30th. Some viewers actually would get the stimulus check on December 27th or December, whatever is not a weekend, but I'm just using an example. They would get the stimulus check several days ahead of what the date actually said on the portal. Other viewers would actually see the reverse situation, which is a strange situation, where you see a date and then no check appears that day. And then another day passes and still no check. And then you start to become anxious, and then you become nervous, and then you become angry, and then you become worried. Again, the tool is very unreliable for this specific factor. When it shows a date, viewers tend to freak out if they don't see the stimulus check within a few days after that date. This is where the tool is unreliable, but also causes the most confusion and anxiety among viewers. The takeaway so far in this video is 2 factors. 1, if you see no information when you track your stimulus check at irs.gov, that does not mean you're not getting a stimulus check. It just means the tool's not working. Number 2, if you go into irs.gov and you see a date, that does not mean much of anything. It does not mean you're getting a stimulus check on that day. It does not mean you're not getting a stimulus check on that day. And it should not be cause for concern that a stimulus check has not arrived on that day, because the date is not a reliable date. So of the totality of the IRS tracking tool, what is the most beneficial item in there? Generally, the amount is the most beneficial amount, because it shows you that IRS knows how many people are in the household, hopefully, and got that number correct. What about the My Transcript tool? Yes, there is a trick, which is not much of a trick because everyone knows about it now, where you can go into irs.gov, set up a username and password, go in there, type in your name, and do a transcript. And that transcript will show all activity on your name, your Social Security, starting from the most recent tax return or the most recent stimulus check. But here again, the results are generally also unreliable. But this is what happened under second stimulus. Some viewers showed no results on the Track My Stimulus Check tool, but did show results in the transcript tool. So in that cases, viewers saw where one tool worked and perhaps the other tool didn't work. The transcript tool is generally more reliable, but again, it was often very inaccurate. Most common complaint I heard about the transcript tool was they saw a date and they did not get the stimulus check on that date, and they did not get it over a week to 2 weeks later. So what is the takeaway? The takeaway so far is the track your stimulus tool on irs.gov generally does not work. It is generally unhelpful, and it generally causes a lot of confusion because it's not tracking when you're getting a stimulus check. It's not tracking when it's sent out. And in fact, it's not tracking sometimes even correct information. So is there a way to actually track your stimulus check? Yes. Throughout the day, I've been detailing that over a series of recordings, and the common message and the simple message is the best way to know when you're getting the stimulus check cleared in your bank account is from other people who bank at the same bank as you. If you bank at the same Bank of George, like your friend in another state who also banks at Bank of George, and he got his stimulus check today, then you're likely to get your stimulus check also today. Another example is a person who saw at Bank of George the pending stimulus check today, then you would also likely see it pending also today. Remember, banks often show things pending or processing different times throughout the day. So your friend may see it at 9 o'clock, but you may not be till 11 o'clock. Or your friend may see it at 8 a.m. and you may not see it till 2 p.m. That's how processing times often are different throughout the day with the same bank. Hopefully, this recording has been helpful for you to show you that, one, when tracking your stimulus check, the irs.gov tool is unreliable. And yet, there's a continual reference to it. It's commonly down or up, or down or up. And when it's up, it's not reliable for either the date of receipt or the date of sending out. It is helpful for the amount, but that could also be inaccurate as well. And finally, the transcript tool is not helpful either as well, but may often provide more information that the tracking tool doesn't provide. Finally, when considering the best way to determine what day you're getting a stimulus check, it's asking other people you know. So if you're watching this video live, drop in the comments to someone else if anyone else banks at your bank, and see if they have received their stimulus check. Or if you're watching this video as a taped video an hour after it airs live, then drop in the comments if anyone else that banks at your bank got their stimulus check. Remember, never post banking account information or checking account information. Never share your counting or routing information with anyone. Finally, a series of banks have announced dates for stimulus checks. March 17th, March 18th. What does that signify? Hard to say. It means a lot of different things at a lot of different banks. It may be the day the funds are available. It may be the days the funds are pending. It may be the first day the days the funds are pending or the final day the funds are pending. Hard to say. It's good news when a bank at least gives you that type of information so you're not guessing. And here's another hint. If you have received deposits in the past, for example, let's say you went to an online merchant and you purchased something and you wanted to return it, and they said the return will post to your account within 24 hours, and it does post within 24 hours, then you know how your bank clears funds and such. So if you know your bank clears funds in 24 hours, then likely if a stimulus check shows pending, it'll also clear in 24 hours. Hopefully this recording was helpful for you, and throughout the day I'll be here to help you across the board. This has been Noontime LALATE, and thank you for joining me as our schedule heats up. We started the day with early mornings LALATE at 4 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Yes, your favorite show is back in the lineup, and thank you for tuning in for its debut. Meantime, Evenings LALATE returns. Yes, the original show of this channel has returned, and it's back tonight at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Both Early Mornings and Evenings LALATE are new shows about the breaking developments of stimulus and financial news across the country today. So stay with me, but next is Afternoons LALATE. 3 shows to wrap it up, and I hope you stay with me as LALATE continues going into Afternoons LALATE.